I like, click, subscribe, do all that. You already know what time it is. It's Netflix time. This movie's called Paper Lives. In the streets of Istanbul, wailing waste warehouse worker Mehmet takes a small boy under his wing and must soon confront his own traumatic childhood. So it's a Turkish drama that just came out. It's about an hour, 37 minutes long. Spoiler alert, let's get it. So we got this guy Mehmet who's been picking up trash along the side of the road and all that. He runs this lucrative business of collecting paper, plastic, all types of things like that, but he makes money off it somehow. I assume it's some type of recycling business or something. Well, anyway, here's his brother. His name is Ganzi, and he usually takes care of Mehmet when he's sick. He sees this lady taking his child in the hospital, and she's not even breathing. They're like, we need to get some help. Once he gets seen, his condition is worse than we thought because he needs a kidney transplant. So that's the reason he's been trying to stack up so much money. His uncle picks up both of them from the hospital, and he's all fucked up. I mean, he's pissing blood. He's got to take all these medications. So he's had these problems for a while now. Doesn't really help matters that his living arrangement is not the cleanest of environments. Yeah, his spot dirty as fuck. Well, anyway, he's on his way to work. He meets up with these kids so he can buy some bread from them. He's like, look, if I buy this bread from you, don't be going around sniffing glue and on drugs and all that shit. So he makes the sale, tells them like, man, get on out of here. I'm pretty sure those kids were homeless too. He buys some pastries from this couple, and then gets to his place of business. I mean, it's not the best of setups, but he got a little organization popping. So he pays off his people, but he got his little extra stash set up behind the couch. He just stacked up a good, decent amount. Meanwhile, his peoples carry around these big-ass carts, and they collect up all the stuff that most people throw away. I'm not even sure how they sell this stuff to other people, but they make money off it, I guess. There's brother in the wrong part of town like, hey, yo, son, you can't be running on our turf. Gonzi like, yo, you want beef? Come at me, bro. Well, it's 1-on-3, so he gets up out of there, he dips. Bro comes back with the stash and a cigar. He like, man, everything good, man, we got this. So my man says everybody home for the day when he starts hearing noises. He scared something out, but it turned out it was just a rat. But then he started hearing it again coming from Gonzi's bag. He knocked over the bag and there was a kid inside. A kid that goes by the name of Ali. He fixes him some rice because he's hungry. Then he starts asking questions like, what were you doing in the bag? Like, are you homeless? All types of stuff. Ali tells him he needs money so he can save his mom. But he's like, whatever you do, just please don't send me to the police. So he reassures him of that, but then he notices all these bruises and marks on him. He says he's trying to save his mom from his stepdad because his stepdad beats the shit out of him. He tells him, look, man, you can stay with me and we'll get the money for your mom, alright? So as Gonzi's making his way to the house, and Mehmet shows Gonzi that Ali is staying there for the day. Gonzi's trying to talk sense into him like, man, you can't take care of a kid. You could barely take care of it yourself. He threatens to tell Uncle Tarsi about it, but Mehmet is like, nah, fuck all that, don't tell him. Because he knows he'll just call the police and whatnot. So for the time being, they're just going to watch after Ali. So next day, he goes in the store to buy Ali some clothes. And he notices this lady that comes in the store. That's the same lady that's from the hospital. The one with the kid that had the trouble breathing. Later on, he's giving Ali a bath, gets him all dressed up so he could treat him for a hamburger, a little corner spot and whatnot. Then he wants his brother to rally up everybody so he can celebrate Ali's birthday, even though he doesn't even know his birthday. He asks him what kind of cake he wants. He says chocolate. So he tells the man he wants candles on the cake. But then Ali starts screaming. We're like, what the heck is going on? He tells Mehmet a woman tried to take him away. Then he goes off on Gonzi. He's like, yo, why'd you leave the kid alone, yo? And I'm thinking to myself, why ain't you just take him back there with you when y'all was talking about cake? Gonzi looking at him like, what the fuck, dude? So anyway, they celebrate their birthday party. People start laughing because he couldn't blow out the candles at first, and his brother's like, hey, don't laugh. So then he starts asking people at the table about their wishes. And this one guy says he wishes to die so that way he can see his mom again. Man, that shit hurts your soul to hear a child say that, yo. Like, if you don't feel anything for that, you're a heartless motherfucker, yo. So after that, Mehmet and Ali are just sitting on the rooftop by themselves. And Mehmet reassures Ali that he's going to get his mom back. The next day, Mehmet's feeling real ill again, and he notices that Ali is gone once again. He searches all over the place and finds him in the building next door. And he said he woke up because he had a dream that he found his mom. He tells him, look, you gotta stay close to me. This is a dangerous area for real. So Ali actually wants to work for Mehmet. So he says he's going to teach him how to do that and also teach him how to swim. And that's exactly what they do. So after all that, Mehmet's uncle comes by. Which, of course, Gonzi told him the situation. And he's like, look, man, if you're going to do this, you know your own situation. I mean, you need help with yourself, let alone taking care of a kid. So the next day, he calls out for Ali. And he got him his own little cart for him to do work. He's like the happiest kid ever doing work. After they're done all that, Mehmet's going through his old stuff. He's looking at this picture. They say it's a picture of his mom, but they don't really show us the picture. There's a reason for that, trust me. He gives Ali a toy car to play with before bed. He goes back to his job real quick to handle some late night business, and he starts talking to the sniffing glue kids that be sitting out there. They keep asking him, like, where's Ali at? He's like, man, don't worry about all that. So while he's at work, his pain starts flaring up again. He's looking for his medicine. Yeah, he's all messed up in the game. But he gets himself back together to head home. And he sees these little boys messing with Ali. He gets them to the house trying to get them together. These little boys had him sniffing glue and shit. They convinced him he would see his mom again if he did it. Then Ali spazzes out and confuses Mehmet for his stepdad. He tussled with Ali, but because of his condition, he fell all on the couch. Then Ali picks up the picture of Mehmet's mom and threatens to rip it, still convincing himself that Mehmet is his stepdad. Ali then rips the photo in half in front of his face, which leaves Mehmet crying on the ground. Gonzi finds Mehmet on the ground trying to paste the photo back together. Tells him that Ali went back in the room to sleep. But why is Gonzi looking at him like that? Like, what is that face for? Trust me, it's about to come up real quick. So the next day, he takes Ali to where he grew up at. He reassures Ali he won't run into his stepdad. So then they finally get there, and all of a sudden his stepdad pops out getting ready for work. So he's going around there to confront his stepdad. I'm thinking to myself, like, what's he going to do? Like, he needs a kidney transplant. He's all fucked up. But he ends up losing sight of him. When he comes back, he finds Ali's got bruises all on his face. So he's convinced these guys that were sitting over there hit the kid. He fights back, but they end up fucking him up. He gets to the hospital and he starts hallucinating and he starts seeing the same lady that he saw in the store. So at this point, we the audience know that clearly that's not her. But who is this lady? He tries to escape the hospital, but his brother holds him down. He's like, dude, if you try to pull that out, like, you're losing half of your blood. You'll mess around and die. They end up fleeing anyway and going back to the workshop. He gathers up the money that he has left, but his uncle tries to stop him. He's like, look, get out of my way, old man. I ain't got time for this. So anyway, he dips off and drives up back to the house and approaches this lady's door saying that he'll buy Ali's mom back, saying he's got the money for it and everything. And they're telling him Ali's not here, but he's still looking. So then he goes into this room, and that's when we realize he's been seeing the guy that's been beating Ali all along. The lady he was seeing the whole time was actually his mom, which means Ali is really him. His name is Mehmet Ali. So he's been hallucinating all this time. That's why his brother and all his friends have been looking at him like he's crazy. The sad thing is they probably been dealing with his behavior for a while, so they will just go along with anything that he was saying. So yes, the picture that he was looking at the whole time was a picture of him and his mom. Yeah, it's a pretty sad story. And the sad thing about all this is he ended up dying right then and there as the police found him. And that's Paper Lives for you on Netflix. Check it out. Like, click, subscribe, do all that. You already know what time it is. Slick DZ, all DZ, messed up. See you again. Ow, big. Could have got that slogan.